And here is the Writer's Almanac for Friday, April the 26th, 2019. It was on this day, 1922, E.B. White was on a car trip out to Seattle, wrote to his mother from Columbus, Ohio, saying, "Spring has arrived in Ohio. This is a flat state where red pigs graze in bright green fields and where farms are neat and prosperous. Sheep come drifting up long green lawns where poplars throw interminable shadows, come drifting up and stand like statues beneath white plum blossoms. Lilacs are in full bloom, and the lavender ironwood blossoms are coloring all the roads." It was on this day in 1934 Scott Fitzgerald wrote a letter to his wife Zelda, who was in an institution for schizophrenia. He wrote to her, "The chances that the spring that's for everyone, like in the popular songs, may belong to us too. The good things and the first years together and the good months that we had 2 years ago in Montgomery will stay with me forever. And you should feel like I do, that they can be renewed, if not in a new spring, then in a new summer. I love you, my darling, my darling." It's the birthday of Audubon, John James Audubon, born Haiti, 1785, to a French naval officer and plantation owner and a Creole chambermaid. He grew up in France. From his early childhood, he loved birds, headed to America when he was 18 to escape the Napoleonic Wars. He was fascinated by all the new American birds he saw, began to study them. He banded birds to study their migration. He fell in love with a woman named Lucy Bakewell. He married her, opened a general store in Kentucky on the Ohio River. He wasn't good at business, so he was thrown into prison for debt, and that was when he set out on a quest to catalog and draw every bird in North America. Traveled from New Orleans to the Everglades, from Niagara Falls, the Great Lakes, to Newfoundland, down the Mississippi, all the way to Texas, and published his masterpiece, Birds of America, with 435 life-sized, hand-colored pictures. And it's the birthday of the man who said, "Write your heart out." Bernard Malamud, born in Brooklyn, 1914. Grew up poor in the Depression. Parents ran a grocery store. Family lived above the store, which was open 16 hours a day. Malamud taught out in Oregon at Oregon State, where he wrote some of his best-known novels, The Natural, The Assistant, and The Magic Barrel. Here's a poem for today by Carl Dennis, Not Description. Often a sentence that's true, like "the window is closed," is less interesting than a sentence neither true nor false, like "let's open the window so the air of April can enter the room." A proposal that doesn't describe what is the case so much as nudge it in a new direction. And if then you add, "Trust me to close it if you find the air too chilly," you'll be doing more than describing what you are likely to do. You'll be bringing something new into the present, a promise that remains in force, whatever the weather, whatever your mood. Come to the window and see how the snow has melted, how umber buds stipple the branches, is less a description than an invitation. And if the invited one is reluctant, it's time for a sentence that appeals to hope far more than to memory. May this spring be the one we're looking for. May whatever kept us before from preparing a proper welcome not keep us now. A poem by Carl Dennis, Not Description, from his collection Night School, published by Penguin Books and used by permission here on the Writer's Almanac. Be well do good work, and keep in touch.
Happy National Poetry Month. I'm Laura Foley, and some of my poems have recently been featured on the Writer's Almanac. If you appreciate discovering new poetry through this program, please consider donating to the Writer's Almanac today. The link to donate is in the email newsletter, which you can sign up for at garrisonkeeler.com/subscribe.